Hello. I am so excited to go over how to quickly create your brand guidelines today. My name is Taylor D. Lewis, and I create WordPress website templates to get your business off the ground as soon as possible within a budget. So let's go ahead and just jump right in to how to create brand guidelines when you're doing it yourself and you're not really ready to get a designer to do them for you. So the first thing I would do is just create a table of content to make it easier for you to kind of flip through and know where everything is to make it usable going forward. Then you'll want to make sure that you have your about. So you'll want to put your company's name, what your mission and vision is. So your mission statement would be something like to be the best at whatever you do for a particular group of people. So that is going to change depending on what that is for you, right? So Starbucks' mission statement is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, in one neighborhood at a time. Then you have Nike's, which is to bring inspiration and motivation to every athlete in the world. So to whatever it is to be the best in what you do, and then whatever you do for whatever group of people that might be. And then you'll just want to put down your vision. So you'll add what and who you serve. Then I always like to add quotes whenever I'm creating a brand guideline, just something that speaks to your business and something that you want to embody, essentially. So then you'll want to create a page that's about your story. So what is your brand positioning? What makes you or your product unique in the market? And that could be just you. It doesn't need to be something super complicated that makes your product unique. But it could be, you are what makes your company unique. Then you'll want to think about what is your brand personality? And there are archetypes that can kind of help you do that. And there are 12 of those archetypes. And these are really just personalities that your company can embody. So there's the outlaw, the magician, the hero, the lover, the jester. Then you have the everyman, the caregiver, the ruler, the creator, the innocent, the sage, and the explorer. So sometimes 2 of these archetypes might actually be best for your brand personality. And so you'll have the primary one, but then you can also choose a secondary one. So if you want me to go in more detail about archetypes and what they are and how you can use them in your business, let me know in the chat and I can do like a whole session on just brand archetypes. I think they are so fun and so cool. So if you want to know more about that, let me know in the comments and I will definitely do that. So then you'll also want to know what your tone is. So what is the tone of your business and how will you be communicating to others with that tone? And then of course you want to put who is your target audience. Then you'll want to add 4 of your core values for your company to remind yourself what are the 4 things that you will always do. And then provide a why. Why is this a value for you? Then you can start adding in your design toolkit elements. So you can add some rules. I like to just do some very basic ones like avoid distorting the logo, use the correct proportions, and keep the logo elements intact. But you could put whatever you want your rules to be. So you can also add another reminder about how to use your logo appropriately. And then here is where you can add in what your logos are. So depending on how many you want to create for yourself, you can have, usually there's about 4. There's the primary logo, and this is the logo that you see most often. It is the most complete logo, and in my experience, it is the actual logo. Then you have your wide or horizontal logo, and this is also referred to as the secondary logo, and sometimes it's just the name of the brand. This is usually what can go on your website if your primary logo is a little too much. Sometimes people would just use the wide logo. Then you have your submark. So this is usually a simplified version of the logo, like an icon or initials. And this is usually in a circular motion, your submark. Then you have your favicon icon, which this is for the browser tabs next to the name of the website. So usually that will just be your icon on your logo. Then you want to create your color palette. So you'll want to use about 3 to 5 of the colors in your palette. So I always recommend 5. You'll want a primary color, 2 primary colors, and then an accent color. And then the rest you'll want to have background colors. That way you can use them when you're creating your website. You don't have everything, a chaotic color that's primary. You can do a very, very neutral background color. Then you want to make sure that you have your typography on your guideline. So you'll want to make sure to include your heading and your paragraph. So what type of font should you choose for these? And I recommend only selecting 2 to keep everything very, very clean. Then you'll want to add your typography rules. So what were the font names that you chose? What are the font sizes that you would want to be used for what particular types of placement? And then what color are you acceptable with your font being? Then you want to go into your brand photography. So provide a description of the type of photography that should be used. And then you'll want to do some guidelines. So what is the subject of the photos? Are they going to be computers? Will they be lifestyle photos? Maybe they'll just be product-based photos. Then explain what the composition of the photography that you're looking for. How should the items be arranged in the photo is what composition is. And then tone, explain the tone you want to be represented. So do you want them to be clean and modern or colorful and fun? Maybe more of beige and linen. These are all things that you'll want to think about when you're using photography for your social media or just your website in general. And some quick tips that I didn't actually put in here about photography is that you can actually go to Creative Market and buy a photo set for like $10, which makes this all super, super easy to stay on brand, which is nice. Then you'll want to put a contact page just for any clarifying questions you have. And then that is really it. Those are my top tips for how to create a brand guide super, super quickly for just you when you are not ready to get a designer to design your guide. So if you want that guide that I've actually built, let me know and I can follow up and provide the link to it. So as I said, I hope you enjoyed this. As a reminder, I do build pre-built template websites that are completely done for you without the hassle and headaches. All of my websites come with tons of goodies and a one-on-one consultation call with me. So if you're ready to check out some of the templates that I have, you can always just go to taylordlewis.com and you can find all of the goodies that I have available. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.